Mr. Speaker, I recently introduced House Concurrent Resolution 129, along with my South Florida colleague and friend, Congressman Ted Deutsch, urging Germany to honor its commitment and moral obligations to Holocaust survivors by providing their unmet needs. There are an estimated 500,000 survivors worldwide, about a quarter of whom live here in the United States. Nearly 15,000 survivors call the great state of Florida home, and I am proud to represent so many of them in my South Florida district. But the sad reality is, and really humanity's great shame, that about half of all Holocaust survivors live at or below the poverty line. Tens of thousands of survivors, if not more, are suffering without basic life-sustaining services and care that they need in their advanced years. Many live alone or without family support and lack the funds for home care, from medicines to hearing aids, food to utilities to rent. What a tragedy, Mr. Speaker, that so many Holocaust survivors are unable to maintain even a modest and dignified standard of living. These individuals have suffered for nearly 3/4 of a century from the physical and emotional scars that they have endured and carry with them to this very day. They've lived through the torture, the experiments, the labor camps, the loss of loved ones, and even the murder of their entire families. Because of all of this, Holocaust survivors' needs are unique. They are more extensive, more complex than the needs of other elderly individuals. The time for justice, Mr. Speaker, is now. The time for action is now. Because there may not be a next year or even a next month for many of these Holocaust survivors. That is why the German government must honor Chancellor Adenauer's pledge from 1951 that Germany would take care of all of the needs of every survivor. And that is why this resolution is so important, because time is of the essence. But it is not as though our friends in Germany have done nothing to fulfill this pledge. The German government has, over the years, provided some support through income assistance programs and has sought ways to improve and address the needs of the survivors. Germany has even doubled its funding for home care services in the past 5 years. But that, unfortunately, does not match the reality of what is required. The German Ministry of Finance itself has admitted that the level of care financed by its government has been vastly insufficient to date, especially for those who are in dire need of intensive long-term care. The real issue is of concern, and that is that it's exacerbating the severe lack of funding, and one where I think we can press the German government and work with it to find a fair solution, and that's the inconsistent manner in which existing funding and care is being distributed. The current system places an undue burden on the Holocaust survivor and their families, forcing them to jump through bureaucratic red tape, causing harmful delays and waste. This resolution is a simple one. It's straightforward. It's non-controversial, and I urge my colleagues to support it. Congress is in a unique position to work for and fight on behalf of Holocaust survivors, many of whom are our constituents. We have a long history of working on behalf of Holocaust survivors and seeking out their long overdue justice. Next Wednesday, May 4th, is Yom HaShoah. It's Holocaust Remembrance Day. As we remember and honor the victims and survivors of the Holocaust, we are all compelled to do everything in our power to help those who have lived through those unconscionable atrocities. These survivors, Mr. Speaker, have seen the worst that humanity has to offer. Let us show them now the best of humanity by ensuring that they can indeed live out their days in dignity. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.